All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of To the Max Outdoors. It's the third week of October here in 2023. It's a mid upper 70-degree day. It's mid afternoon, and I just can't bring myself to get into a tree stand here on my little piece of private property. We've got some gas and oil drilling going on around us on the right side of our property. They're up on the neighbors on the right side. They're up on the neighbor's ridge. And then on the left side and the back side of our deep hollow here, they're right under the ridge on our property, doing what they call swabbing some wells out, makes them produce better, I guess. But anyways, with the combination of the warm weather and the combination of those guys in here working 24/7, I just chose not to go out today. So come up to the property here. I did some camera checks and checking for scrapes, refreshing a couple scrapes that have been pretty active. And I brought the muzzleloader along with me. Well, why did I bring the muzzleloader along with me, you might ask? Well, that's because I got a fantastically awesome invitation this year to go down to North Carolina and hunt with our buddy Rondy from NORCAR Whitetails. Now, Rondy has been on me for several months to come down there and hunt with him, and we made plans and we're going to make it happen. So this coming November of 2023, you're going to see some videos with me and Rondy down at NORCAR Whitetails hunting some of his tobacco farms, which have now been planted into winter wheat or soybeans because tobacco season's over. Now that's a super thing for me, and a super gesture for Rondy to invite me down. It's great for me because I've never got to hunt agricultural land like that before. Growing up and living in here in West Virginia all my life, I've always hunted big timber, clear cuts, coal company property, which is old strip jobs. I've never had the opportunity to hunt agricultural land like he has, and I think it's going to be an awesome experience. Now I am going down in their muzzleloader season, so here I have in front of you here a CVA Optima V2. Now I've had this CVA Optima V2 for 2015, I believe I bought it. I just looked at the receipt. When I buy guns, I keep the receipts in the boxes with them. I believe I bought it in the spring of 25, April of 2015. April 2015 is when I bought the gun. But nevertheless, when I bought this gun, it came as a combo package. It had a Bushnell muzzleloader shotgun scope on it, a really nice one-piece mount, and the gun. And I give $359 for the gun because I have the receipt for it. Now, since then, it's been a phenomenal gun for me. This gun out of the box shot really well. I had all intentions on replacing the scope in it because it is a Bushnell Banner Series scope, I believe. It lacks a little bit of field of view. It lacks a little bit of clarity at that 75 plus yard mark. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to complain about it because it is a muzzleloader, and typically in my general settings here, 100 to 150 yards is really pushing it for me. Most of my shots are 50 yards in with this muzzleloader in my typical hunting setup. But Rondy did inform me that I will have the opportunity to shoot 100 to 200 yards, potentially 200 yards. So I'm going to do my due diligence here to figure out my ballistic drop. So what I've got downrange here, which you can't see, there's a right of way in the viewfinder there of the GoPro. At the end of that is 100 yards, and I have my target set up. Now, I've been shooting this gun 2, 4, 5. So this will be my 6th shot out of this gun, and I have had to make a couple tweaks for it. And I really don't fool with this gun a whole lot. I've had this gun sighted in for a lot of years, and I kind of just clean it up, take it out, and go with it. Like I said, 50 yards and in, it's been deadly accurate for me. So going down there with the potential of having a 150 yard shot, I figured I needed to come up here and actually figure out what the ballistics are for this gun. I've never really put it on a ballistics calculator to figure out the drop at 200 yards or even 150 for that matter. And I will tell you, shooting at 100 yards, it is different. So I'm glad I come up here and did this. Rondy is doing all he can do to put me on some good deer down there. He's been sending some pictures and some videos to me via text messages, and I'm excited. Like I said, I'm really excited. He's done his part to put me on deer, and damn it, I'm going to do my part to make sure this gun and my equipment and myself are ready for that shot. So, like I said, I've already got some rounds downrange here out of this muzzle loader. I just want to make this short, quick video of, you know, just my little setup here, and to let everybody know that coming up this November, you're going to see some videos on Rondy, on NORCAR Whitetails channel, and on my channel. You know, me hunting his farm, and I'll probably hopefully film him some. He's going to film me some. So I'm really excited about it, and I hope it turns out to be a good time. Deer or no deer, I'm sure it'll be a good time. So let's just get that out of the way right now. But just general little setup here. Like I said, it's a CVA Optima V2. It's got a Bushnell banner muzzle loader shotgun 3-9 scope on it. Like I said, it is what it is. It's fine for this gun. It's probably not fine for some of you guys to shoot long range, but my normal setup, it has never let me down. So I'm happy there. Now, out of that gun, I'm shooting 777 50-50 pellets. 777 50-50, all that means is 50 grains at 50 caliber. I'm shooting 2 of them, so I'm shooting 100 grains of powder. And on top of that, I'm shooting a Barnes Spitfire Expander TEZ in a 250 grain bullet. Now, I really like Barnes. Anybody that's followed me along knows that I'm made up with Barnes bullets. These Barnes bullets, like I said, they're all copper. They're 90-95% weight retention. I have dug bullets out of deer that I've killed in the past, and they honestly do. They make a beautiful copper pedal. I've never had a deer get away from me, knock on wood, that I've hit with this muzzle loader. The bullets do what they're supposed to do. The majority of the time, they're clean pass-throughs, but I have shot deer end to end before and recovered bullets out of them, or actually recovered them out of the hind quarters on a sharp quarter into me. And like I said, the bullets have retained a ton of their weight. I'm super happy with them. They shoot phenomenal out of this gun. And of course, I always shoot CCI 209 primers. I've never had a failure to ignite with those primers. I know some people have said some off things about some other brands, but my local J&R Sporting Goods carries them. That's what I buy, so never had a problem with them. And as far as cleaning this gun goes, this TC number 13 bore cleaner and TC bore butter, if you don't use that stuff, let me know what's better, because in my experience, whether it be a flintlock, side hammer, inline muzzleloader, I've never had a problem with bore butter or number 13 cleaner. It is super easy to use, it's quick to use, and this bore butter, it smells good enough to eat. I don't know what the scent is in this or the chemical composition of it is, but it's fantastic. It smells great, it's not chemical smelling, and honest to God, it does season guns up. This gun was seasoned with that bore butter. The Side Lock Traditions deer hunter that you see me hunting with in our Mountaineer Heritage season has been seasoned with that stuff, and it, like I said, I'm 5 shots deep into this muzzleloader, and the only thing I've done is run 1 dry patch down through this barrel, just because this load right here was getting a little bit harder to load. So I stopped, pushed the bullet back out, and just run a dry patch down through it, and that's a huge testament to this bore butter. It does what it's supposed to do. So I'm going to put my last round down range here. I'll let you guys watch, and then I'll meet back up here when I have the target in my hand, and we'll do a little talking. So that's all I do is talk. All right, I feel like I'm pretty good, so here we go. One inch high, 2 inches left. I'm good with the 1 inch high, but I'm not good with the 2 inches left. And I don't feel like I jerked the trigger on that one. I feel like that was a pretty good trigger pull. This gun does have a really good trigger on it, so. All right, so I've retrieved my target, and my last shot was actually to the right. Now, you heard me in the previous clip there after I shot say that shot was to the left. Well, what I was actually looking at was sun coming through a hole in the backstop of that target, daylighting back through this white paper. Now, me being the big dummy that I am, I went ahead and made the adjustments to the scope as that bullet impacted to the left because I hadn't walked down there. So I just got through telling you that the quality at 100 yards wasn't the best. Now it's good enough to see the target and to see the 1-inch blocks on there, but I looked through there, I seen the sunlight coming back through the hole. I said, oh, you shot to the left. Well, actually, my last shot was in the red to the right, and I just didn't see it. I seen daylight, and I thought there it was. So that was my fault for making those adjustments. I had to come back, undo the adjustments that I made, and then make the proper adjustments. I shot it one more time. I'm a 1/2 inch high for elevation, and my windage is within 1/4 inch. So I'm more than happy with that. This right here is a 2.49 inch group. I measured them out, so I'm more than happy with that, and I'll leave it be. That's perfectly good enough to take a whitetail at 100 yards. That's perfectly good enough for me to figure out my ballistics. I'll just know that beyond 100 yards that I'll have to have a perfect rest, a solid rest, a comfortable solid rest, and a really good trigger pull. But other than that, this gun will do exactly what you want it to do. It's all operator from that point on. So, you know, stay tuned here to the channel. It's coming. That time of year is coming around us. I have a ton of vacation time scheduled coming up in the next couple months. So we're going to be getting into some hunting and some trapping. The weather's due to start changing at any time. The big boy deer are going to they're getting ready to start. They're getting ready to start daylighting themselves. I'm seeing some scrape activity picking up. And hey, I still got to get after a turkey with that 28 gauge. I have not been successful in the first part of our split season here in West Virginia. I have not been successful. I've been out 4 times, 2 complete days, and then a morning and an afternoon. And I haven't sealed the deal yet. So, you know, that is what it is. Some locally here turkey hunting, I don't like to bust in on people that are bow hunting. Some of the land that I hunt, friends, there's some friends of mine that have some property leased up. I'm not going to traipse all over the leases that we have here locally when I know those guys are bow hunting. So, you know, that is what it is. But I got this vacation time coming up. We got the second part of our split turkey season coming up. I will get down on my thousands of acre leases or in the national forest, and by God, I'll get us on a turkey. But like I said, coming up here in early November, I am going down to northern North Carolina with Rondy from NORCAR Whitetails, and I'm going to put this gun to work here on some of his deer down there. He's excited for me to come down, and I'm more than excited to get there. I now know that this gun's doing exactly what it needs to do. I know my setup works, and I've been confident in this gun ever since I've had it, but you always like to have that in the back of your head that you know everything's right. It's all on you from that point. So stay tuned. We've got some really good content coming up. Check out NORCAR Whitetails if you haven't. Awesome channel. And I do want to do a special shout out and thanks. Juddy from J&J True Outdoors. You were the one that introduced Rondy and I. And Rondy and I have a pretty good friendship right now because of what you did some years ago. So I'll try to tag that video up here in the corner. I surely appreciate that, Juddy. You led me on to a good dude right there, and we've been pretty good friends ever since. So stay tuned to the Max Outdoors.